So I guess we decided to take a break and reevaluate our life choices a little bit and try to come up with a better plan.
Yeah, we're trying to, we can't just keep the old factory if it's not scalable. So
Yeah, it's
we
not
need to.
scalable at all. This thing is not modular, not scalable, and takes a long time to fix and stabilize things. So what are we gonna do? Rip it.
Today, we're gonna rip down the old copper factory and then put up a new one that's
Nice.
modular and better.
Yep, using the smaller blueprint machine, even though we've unlocked the bigger one, which is good because we want to make little mini skyscrapers for our buildings.
That's right. And here's like a little model design of what we're going to build.
Yeah, so you want to point and you tell us which ones are which, kind of in the layout.
Sounds like fun. This one's supposed to be cable,
Okay.
which needs copper wire,
Yep.
which needs ingots.
Yep.
But this will also be another ingot for the other node because there's two nodes, and then this will be copper plates.
Okay. So yeah, that way we've got maximum usage of our cable, wire, and plate production. Cool.
Yep.
So let's head over to the smaller blueprint machine and I'll show off a little bit of what I came up with and what we'll be working with. So start with the smaller ones. So I decided to build in pieces. I made this smaller machine that has the input coming in on the left hand side of the machine when you're looking at it from the back, and then the output is also on the left hand side of the machine. Got the power pole on it and everything just set up so that I could tile this into a bigger building. Then I did another version of it. Let's load the other one where it does it. It looks exactly the same, except it comes out on the right of the machine. And the reason I did the left and the right is so that as I tile vertically, I can pipe the output from one building into the other, and it flows from one to the other. So when you take the two smaller ones and you combine them together, I combine them into one copper ingot factory. Now on the smaller machine, it's you could do build out four, but because I wanted to make it go quicker, I wound up doing three because of the overlapping belt problem when you're trying to build, and to allow me to put in at least a couple of the conveyor lift belts already on the blueprint. And Pat wanted the copper color, so we spent some tickets.
Right, we did unlock that copper color off camera.
Yep. But so this building, the other thing I did on the blueprint is I started organizing the blueprints under ore processing, so that when you hover over the copper ingot, it'll show you how much copper ore is input and how much it'll output. And by default, with six machines, it'll output our input 180 and output 180. So it's a one for one for the copper ingot to start with. And then I have the left and right. I color them differently as my blueprints, and I call them base blueprints because they're used in the base building of other blueprints. So that's how I've got those laid out. So,
Super handy. It's gonna make it
yes.
really fast because now we can just like how many of those do we need to get the full amount that we can get from the belts? So that's
We'll
six.
we'll upgrade them as
So
we go, but let's go over and take a look at the copper factory that's there right now. So you may need to scan to find where the copper ore node starts, but there's two over in this area, and we need to look at both real quick. So we've got one right here. So this will be one of them, which is building our current legacy cable factory. And then there's one other one over this way that's close by as well. And it's over here in this little pocket. And this one is building the plate factory, is how this one was done. So currently an overclocked on this node, which pipe down there. On a normal node with a Mark II miner overclocked with 3 slugs, it does 300 per minute for one miner. So if we take 300 divided by 180, you could fit 2 of the buildings basically. It'll use a little bit more. So 180 times 2 is 360. So it'll need 60 extra to fully utilize it with 3, but 300 per minute's not bad. So
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah, and that'll be for both of them. So we'll have 300 ingots per minute. So we need 2 each. That's something I didn't think about with the design and would be kind of cool, is that the miner could be on the bottom floor, and then we pipe it up into the what would be the first floor of the building.
We could still do that.
Yeah.
We could just build over this.
Because that would be the skyscraper. But
that sounds like a great idea.
We would make a blue the footprint.
Make it 3x3, right?
Yeah, because that's what the other one is 3x3.
And you need some walls so it'll link up. I think that's all you need to do is add a couple walls.
Yeah,
on either side.
A conveyor wall for the ore coming up into the next floor, and then yeah, we need walls high enough to cover the miner. It doesn't need to be a blueprint for that, unless, well, do you want to design one? Or just wing it? Just wing it.
We should just like build it like on top, you know?
Yeah. So how high are you making that so that we know for the next one?
Well, because I'm trying to see how high the miner is. So this is 1.
It's like 4 or 5, I think.
3. And then at this, see, like it's actually covering it. This one's clipping. So
that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. 5 high. Okay, so 5 high for the base.
Or it could go 6 high, but it seems like 5 is like
5 is good because then you leave off the top foundation, and that's where I can put the first copper ingot one. Which in the design would mean that we need the copper ore to come up this side. So we need to belt it, but we can belt it through a floor hole and then move it around, or we can
Yeah. Sorry. No, but
we could do that. But let's first get the copper building placed, and then we can see from there what it'll look like. So blueprint, copper ingot. The nice thing about this is that I like their nudge tool that they made with this. Yeah, when it works, it would be nice if they would get the up and down working. They haven't quite figured that out yet, but the forward, back, left, and right is at least a good start.
Yeah, that's hella cool.
Okay, so that's lined up.
No complaints. Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
So that'll do 30 times 9.
That'll do 180, right? What I just placed, and so I'll place one more on top of that to give us the full use of this node as a skyscraper. So
dang it, why'd that work?
You have to press in. You can't just put it in the chat.
You're saying we need one more node, or one more these up at top.
One more layer, which I'm working on.
To where we can max it out. But then once we get the level 3 miners, we can make this even taller later. We'll get better belts.
Yeah, we could up 780 is the next level of belt, so 780 items per minute. So we can do up to that until we get to Mark 6 belts, which is 1200 items per minute. So we can keep upgrading this as we go. And that's the whole point, is that it's modular.
I love this.
And so we'll get this.
Start running belts, because that's
fun. Wait a second on the belts, because I've got to for a minimum I got to put the ones on the outside here. So the logistical belts, conveyor Mark 3. So I have to go from this floor down, and that's
so I just have to get you
only ones that I have to do is the. Oh, that one's too high.
So I need to get you a hole.
No, 1 second. I'll explain this blueprint in a minute. So
There.
you see,
I'm just trying to hook you up with a hole.
so these two, you see the two that I added on this side.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Anytime you put another one on top, you just need to add the additional two on this side. The other ones are already set up on the other side.
It's
And
cool.
so the input is the ore goes in here, and the ingots will come out that one there on the bottom. So everything feeds it all the way up, and then everything feeds it all the way down. And so you have your ore at the same, your item process at the same level. So now we need to figure out how we're going to. We can rotate this as well. If you want to remove the Mark II miner, rotate it to the south and line it up that way, then that would be better because then we can floor hole it up. Because it would need to come up the one that you have there on the side. So
Floor
yes, floor hole deal. So I'll connect that one down there, and I use the Mark IIIs for now, but we can use that was just what I was doing in my original blueprint, which uses the steel beams, but we probably could just do the Mark Vs now if we really wanted to.
The belts?
Yeah, let's just stick with the threes for right now, because we only need to upgrade them as we go. So,
Mark III belts?
yeah, that's what I've been using.
Ugh.
Do you want me to switch to the fives? Because I can do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
It will.
Later it will.
It will in the long run. So let me go modify the blueprint.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll upgrade these. Well, I'll upgrade these first. Now let's go with the Mark Vs or fours is what we've got. So we can only go 480. I'm thinking in my single player playthrough. So we'll do Mark IVs.
I can't wait till we can go faster.
Yeah, Mark Vs will be later. So. So Mark IV, Mark IV.
This one's facing the wrong way.
I missed my hover jetpack as well.
Yeah, we'll get that. I'm gonna have to.
You can move that however you need to, and then belt however you need to. If you need to loop it around the machine or whatnot to make it work right.
Yeah, let me see.
But you should be able to hook it and pull it down.
It's too tight.
Press R when you're trying to do the belt, because you can maybe make it straight or noodle or whatever. Yeah, it's still too tight. But yeah, you can move the miner around however you need to get it to work. Like if you point it back the way it was pointed and then run the belt along this way, you could do that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that, I think.
Or you can belt it around behind it as well. Either way, it should be able to make it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do this. And
Okay,
then I'll
so
do a nice pretty
conveyor
belt.
Mark IVs. I'll update them here first, and then I'll update them in the blueprint before we place the other copper factory. So, and then that way, moving forward, we'll just do our blueprints with the highest belt we can, even if it can't support it on the throughput. Just for consistency's sake. But yeah, I missed my hover jetpack. We'll get it eventually, but
yeah, I think we'll unlock it pretty soon.
Yeah, because with the electricity, it just uses power, and so you can hover around these buildings and upgrade the belts easier. The turbo is okay, but yeah, I missed the electric already. Spoiled.
I can't wait till we get aluminum.
Spoiled by my single player playthrough.
Oh yeah. Or like our last playthroughs was really nice.
Yeah, our previous ones where we had the electric jetpack as well for hovering around. But we work with what we've got.
Well, at least we have better fuel though.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, finally nice to have some turbo fuel instead of the conventional other stuff. Rifle ammo. Yeah, but we've got the standard package fuel if we need it, and then we've got the turbo fuel. We made a tweak to our production so that we could have both. After hunting around in the woods for a while, it was nice to take a break and do some planning. Because we needed a plan, Stan, so that we're not just sitting around twiddling
That's
our
true.
thumbs. I mean, I
Well, we're
usually
not
have a...
twiddling our thumbs. We're
No,
squirreling out. That's what we're doing.
well, yes, there's squirrel as well. Uh-oh, I'm out of candy bars. I knew that was going to
Oh,
happen.
let's see if I have any. I got a bunch on me.
Okay, I'll take them from you first, and then I'll go and get them from the other place later.
For all the time, for the time saving.
Yeah, where are you at? You're in the
I'll
box.
figure out where you are. Do you want to come to you?
I'm coming down. I'm coming down.
It's hard to see people. I wish there was like a way to highlight everybody so you could see them from far away.
I came down to the bottom layer of the ore. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Ah, there we go.
Candy bars, please.
This jetpack is insane. Candy bars.
Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum.
There you go. You want
That's
some more?
good. No, it is good. Well, fine. I'll take...
Well, I only have 149. So
Two's good. Thank you. Okay, now I gotta get back up to the level that I was at.
It's probably really easy to do with the jetpack fuel that we got.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
Alright, conveyor 4. That's upgraded. These are all upgraded. Okay, gotta go up to the next floor. Yeah, it's easier to get up to the floors with the turbo fuel, but it still is a little bit squirrely. Just not as fine detailed of control as there is with the hover pack.
Yeah.
Because you can stay in one place and you have better control of your what is it? Pitch and yaw, altitude, or whatever those terms are in flight aviation. I'm sure somebody knows. I don't, off the top of my head. But...
yeah, somebody here around here does.
Yeah, someone around these parts.
Speaking of planes, you know what I saw today? I saw like an old school like B-52 bomber fly through the air because I was over at the airport.
Oh, nice.
Like the workshop. That's where the workshop is. So it was just flying by. Like it's usually just like passenger planes.
Yeah.
That was like super exciting. I saw it for a split second. I was like, "Oh, wow!"
Nice.
It's like it was an air show.
I'm going to squirrel for a second because there's
Squirrel.
a slug over here on top of this building.
All the slugs.
Oh, there it is. Got a yellow slug. Yoink. Aw, that was supposed to work. These rocks don't always explode the way you expect them to.
Yeah, there's something like some issue with the hitbox. If you're on the inside of where the other rock was, it doesn't blow up.
Yeah, you gotta get it in the right spot.
Yeah, you gotta get it on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. There we go. So now we got ingots are going to be coming down. Not exactly sure where those will go.
They'll go into the next skyscraper, but we need to plan out space-wise where it's going.
What if I should just start deleting stuff?
You have to leave the top off of this though for expansion. So
sure. Yeah, it's off. You just won't be able to get inside. You'll just have to remove one of the windows to get inside. Yeah. So we put some stairs on these things.
Well, you could put a glass roof, and I'll just delete it each time I need to go up. But
yeah, maybe I'll do a blueprint for that. Make it easier later.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't have all the glass unlocked yet, and I need to go do that. And that's a whole different squirreling. Right. It'll take me an hour to like just look at the cart.
Okay, so the way that we're pointed with this building, right now, items are moving towards the west. So, I mean, we can rotate the next building, and then move them either towards the north for output. Or we can keep going towards the west and just plow through those buildings because we got to redo those at some point too.
Yeah, but there's a train in the way too.
Well, the train we can kind of incorporate with our spacing.
Yeah, we could probably even move the train if we need to.
Like we could
put it on the grid.
We could put a layer we could put the train actually between the buildings on a proper grid, so the train actually goes through the buildings.
That'd be cool. Yeah, let's. I think there's
So
enough room for two more skyscrapers. Yeah, there's enough room for
well,
two over here.
so we're working on cable. So the next, yeah, we need two. So we need where wire is going to go for the next 3x3, and then how much space between. So this is what I was talking about before we started recording. Is okay. We've got 1, 2, 3. That would be 3 between. That one would be 4 between. That would make 5 if we started the next building there. So how wide of a path are you wanting? Because 2 is too narrow. 3 could
Well,
work, but we
well,
could also
already,
do 4 or 5.
yeah, four is good. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's that train's in the way. So I guess we'd have to move
Right.
it.
Well, the train would be part of what we'd be. We'd
We'd have
be
to put the
moving the
train.
train.
We'd have to move the train over here because this is where the building would go, right?
Well, the building would be lined up with this one, is how we would say. So the train, we're gonna have to
Oh,
readjust this belt either way. So do we want to increase the spacing so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Maybe we do 6, and then 7 to keep it odd, so the 7 between, and then that way the train goes between the two buildings, and we have a 7 space between each building. Or is that too wide?
7 spaces between each building. That's
Yeah.
pretty wide.
Okay. So then do we want to do 5 between each building? And we
Uh,
move the train?
yeah, we have to move the train either way, huh? 1,
Yeah.
2, 4, 5. Can you
Yeah,
put some
then
walls up where you're talking about?
um yeah.
Or I can do
So
that. Oops, I'm just like delete. I'm trying to delete some stuff here.
well, we're gonna need to delete those anyway. Well, we before you get too delete happy, let me set up a awesome sync so we can just throw stuff in and get extra tickets.
Oh, like this stuff? Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
idea. Put that somewhere. So
I'm
we can
just
get rid of the junk, like our inventory. You mean?
as we delete things, we leave those dismantle crates and we pick up stuff that we don't necessarily need to keep, like ingots. And so we just pipe it all into the awesome sink until we get everything set up, is all I'm
That,
talking
that might
about.
be in the way though. Actually, where we're building.
Okay,
Can
I'll
you
move it
can you
then. So,
can you put it like over here by the turbo fuel?
by the turbo fuel. Yeah, I can put it over here.
Yeah, this is a good spot. Somewhere over here, or there, or something like that. This is a
Yep.
road actually, but not really
Well,
because it doesn't go anywhere.
this is only temporary. This is like a
Yeah,
temporary trash can.
yeah.
Because what I
Put a
do
double
is,
crate, double chest, bro.
you want the
Yeah,
double. Okay.
I want the double.
He wants the double cheese.
Yeah, I'm a cheese monster.
Yes, you are. Um, that's, I can't line things up to save myself.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hell
Well,
yeah,
even
brother.
when you're trying to do it quick and temporary, it's like belt won't fit, idiot. Okay.
Oh, it's time to add a cool swatch to
Oh,
your stuff here. There we
um.
go. And are you enjoying
Did
the
you already hook up the
swatches?
power while I was doing that? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
god, it's terrible though. It's awful.
Yeah.
It clips. It hurts my feelings.
It's going to hurt your feelings. It's
I'm
temporary. It's going
just
to
gonna do
stay there to
this.
remind you that it's going away.
I got a pole over here I can tap into. There we go. Perfect. There we
Okay.
go. So now we can get rid of some stuff. Now we have
Yeah.
cool green color. So we'll know it's there. Whoa, train! Jesus, don't you see me here? I was walking here.
Yeah. I'm walking here. So we need to empty out these ingots and these plates. So
We could just leave. How fast would it take to drain this?
there's a trick. If you hold control when you click on it and drag it to your inventory, it pulls it all over. Or you can just dismantle the thing and leave a dismantle crate.
Cool.
But yeah, the copper sheets we're going to be doing in a building anyway. All of this is going to be in a building, so
Mhm.
this can all go. Just got to make sure that we're not disconnecting power from other places, but
That's
Yeah,
why we need proper power lines
so
to
now you're starting to
places.
leave dismantled crates. Or
Oh, it's happening now. Yeah,
yeah,
so I gotta go dump my inventory real fast.
yeah. Otherwise, those can be left on the map for.
Yeah, we went and cleaned all those up last time,
Yeah.
remember?
Yes, we
That
went
was
around
fun.
and cleaned them up, and so we want to keep it clean if we can.
Did you get those dismantled crates? Because I don't see them now.
I got a couple of them. I didn't get all of
Okay.
them though.
Oh, I see one here. There we go. Yeah, it's just like one copper sheet.
But yeah, what this does is having the awesome trash can allows us to get extra tickets while we're dismantling and redoing our factory instead of just deleting stuff. So
That sounds good. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Speaking of which, I don't know how you like how you grabbed all this, but
if I'll tell you, but it'll probably mess you up later. If
oh,
you
I already
hold
did it.
you hold control when you're dragging something, and then when you let go, it'll take all of that item out of your inventory and put it into the thing.
Okay.
So the issue is that if you do that on something you don't want and you wind up jamming up a machine with a bunch of coal or something, or you dump your entire inventory by accident. But
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't want that. I'm going to go ahead and remove this power. I don't care. This shit's in my way. I'm doing it.
Inventory.
It's not hooked up to anything, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I
It's just not.
know. I was that wasn't
Okay.
to you. It was an because I've got extra crap in my inventory that I picked up in
Oh.
this machine. This trash can's slow because we
Yeah,
filled up
put another one on.
We filled up an entire crate.
You're in the way.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
You'll have to hook up another belt to it.
Yes, I'll get right on that.
Work. Okay, all of that is gone with the wind.
There you go. Double clippy belt, so it's twice as fast.
Nice. So yeah, the Mark IVs or whatever. So now that we've got that going, and now we have our space set up, we're back to the original conversation of do we do 5, 6, or 7 between?
So it's definitely 5. Ooh, is this something for me to chop down?
Okay, so you're saying definitely 5 between each building?
Yeah, 5 is good. I mean, yeah, that seems good, right? Is that enough room to drive a car between? I mean, we're probably not gonna do that.
3, 4, 5. So that's the walkway. So if you want to delete that one.
I'll get right on that. I have to get my saw out. Which one do you want me to delete?
I'll ping it again.
This one?
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay.
So make a 3x3 grid right in that area
Sure.
for the next building.
1 second. I just really have to do this.
Trees bugging you that much?
Yeah.
Aw, poor trees.
Trees. I know, but they're in the way. Or we could just build our foundation higher and have a sanctuary underneath.
Okay, so temporary,
3x3.
so I don't have to go all the way. Well, I'm going over to the fancy blueprint machine. You just put it a long ways away.
Yeah, let's put a tube in. I'll do that. I can do that. I have a bunch of copper sheets.
Yeah, you can work on that while I fly over to the machine. But I need to fix the copper ingot blueprint, and then I need to build the next one for the copper wire, and then you'll need to choose a color scheme that you want for the next building, or do we just stick with all copper for copper related resources?
You're making a blueprint right now?
I'm going to make a blueprint after I fix the one that I've got currently, because I need to update the belts so that if we use it, I found that if I update when I find a problem, then the problem doesn't persist through multiple iterations, because I use the same machine for other blueprints to speed up my development. And so if you don't fix the bug in your base, then the bug propagates through everything.
Yeah.
So So as I find bugs or improvements, like going to the Mark IV belts, if I do it in the blueprint now, the next time I use it, it'll already have it and I won't have to upgrade them.
Well, that sounds like a good plan.
And then I'll make the next blueprint from this blueprint to be the wire will be the next one. And so do we want to keep the same copper color
Yeah.
for the wire factory, or
Yeah,
do
let's do
we
that.
want a different color for each building?
No.
Or
Just keep it all copper themed.
okay, so all copper themed for the copper production items?
Yeah, I think so. Let's just do that.
Okay.
That sounds good. It's like a little copper district.
Yep.
It's kind of cool. You can see it from far away.
The other thing is if you want to keep the glass look, I can also add that to this blueprint as well.
Yeah, we should do that same kind of glass.
Okay.
I guess those windows will be good. Everything will look the same. But and the next time we do a blueprint for something else,
It'll
we can
already...
another building. We can do a different kind of building. You know.
Yeah.
But for now, let's just keep all the copper ones the same for, just because.
All right. We'll
and
do.
I'll make you a. I'm gonna make you a tube.
Yeah, you'll make me a travel tube over here while I'm gussying up the building.
Yeah, it's not gonna be very pretty. Trying to figure out how I can.
Well, pretty you can figure out. I'm trying to make a scalable that can be turned pretty is what I'm trying to do.
This will be, yeah. We're gonna build roads. If you give a space in between, we can.
You can do a blueprint for your road since you know that it's 5 between. It should fit in the bigger printer, and you could make a blueprint for your road.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Maybe we should have gone with 6. Just in case I want to do 4. I'm doing it. I'm gonna fix it. Oh, wait, unless we do 3.
Well, that's what you got to figure out on your sizing. If you want to use the bigger blueprint, I think the small one's 3 in between, or 4 in between. The other one is bigger.
Good. I'll probably make a road that's like a 3x3 road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm working on. Let me work on this tube.
Okay, now I gotta color the windows copper because he wants copper.
I have my copper.
Copper, 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 copper.
I can come help you paint if you need help.
Painting's pretty quick.
Okay.
And then later on, when we're doing pipe logistics, we can also color the pipes ahead of time so that we know what items are going where. We'll also figure out belt highway or a drone or train highway of how we're going. We maybe incorporate train stations, like train stations coming up to the copper building, picking up the copper stuff, and then taking it over to our main factory. Would also work. Okay, save this one as copper ingot, and then I like to clear it just to make sure. So now I can grab my resources back. Now I want to load the one I just did, which is the copper ingot. I should have left doors on the bottom layer. Oh, again, stuff I can improve upon. That's not a good spot for a door, though. Design decisions. So many design decisions.
I trust you can do it.
Yeah, I want to incorporate a door, but if I do that, it'll look weird with glass all the way up, and then just a door on each floor.
Well, you could put it if you have room. You could put a scaffolding, so there's like something to stand on.
Yeah, I'll just open up a hole and then replace because I just need to get into the sections to update the machines. So the glass just makes it inaccessible was all. But I'll work with it.
Yeah, we'll try to do something like we can make another blueprint where you add a fire escape staircase to the side of a building. We could do that.
I forgot. I can't
solve that problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to build a new blueprint. Anyway, Yeah, I forgot that this is smelters. So this is a smelter recipe blueprint, whereas the wire is a constructor
Gosh.
recipe. So I have to start with my next blueprints. So that's fine because I needed to do that anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. Exactly.
Yep.
Need to do it anyways.
Yep. So now people will get to see how I built the original blueprint because I'm doing it for the constructors, which we'll use this one all over the place. So, but the base of it will be the left and right machine like I did before, but will be for constructors instead of smelters. So now I need to do my 3x3 or 3x1, and then so I start with the 3x1. I add my constructor. Point it in the right direction. On the other one, we put the power cables on the right, so I'll have to keep the power cables on the right for the rest of these as well, so that power lines up.
Indeed.
Power pole, and we'll put a power pole and connect it to the machine. Then I need logistics splitter on the back. So we want the input on the left. Hit H to make sure things are centered. And then we want a merger on the front. And we want the output to be to the left as well. H again to make sure it's where it's supposed to be, and it's not. Nope. Bumping sometimes is a pain when you're right next to the thing. Hard to see where you're bumping. Alright, so that's that. And now I can update with conveyor Mark 4s because we said we're going to do Mark 4 everywhere. And then
Yes, please.
conveyor belt 4. Okay, so that is my one for the left. So now I go into the blueprint, and this one is constructor. Constructor in, out, left. And then I change the icon to a constructor because it's also part of the base building. Constructor. Then I change the color to an orange that I have set up for the previous one. And then I save that blueprint. Then I want to clear the blueprint just to make sure that I have it set right. And that blueprints can be funny sometimes when you're trying to save things. But here's our constructor left. So I'm going to hit edit, move it over to, oh, it's not ore processing anymore. Hit cancel on that. So I want a new category. And the category I want to be production items. And then I want to add a subcategory of production construction machines. And then I want add another subcategory for base blueprint internal. There we go. And apply changes. So now if I go to undefined, I hit edit, and I want to drag this over to blueprint internal for production. I might even change that. I like construction better than production. Construction machines. Apply. And apply. So if you look at your blueprints for a second.
You want me to look at some blueprints?
Yeah, I want you to look at how I'm organizing things.
Oh, okay. Let me just finish placing these satisfying foundations.
Yep.
Blueprints,
So,
which would be Q.
So I have two categories. I have one for ore processing and I have one for construction machines. Ore processing is going to be ones when you're making raw ingots from ore or when you're making a blueprint from ore. Construction is just going to be the other construction machines. So
Sounds good.
okay.
Oh, okay, so you're making the small bits. Yeah, we should have loaded your blueprints.
Yeah, but we're going to be changing them to our playstyle anyway. So even though I have some of these already in my single player, it's still going to be modified to our aesthetic.
Got it.
And in my single player playthrough, it's all skyscrapers and nothing really that unique or fancy to them other than a color change. So, yeah, so if you want more unique looking buildings, then we need to do our own blueprints.
Yeah, we can always look into that in the future. I feel
Yep.
like this is going to be a lot better than what we got.
Oh, yeah. This will be
This is
much
basically
better
how
for
it's going to look.
scalability.
Yeah, and we'll just build around it.
Well, in doing these scalable small machines, we can turn them into a bigger blueprint. Like we can have 4 in a row or 5 in a row on a base, or we can, change them around so that we're not restricted to the 4x8 of the original blueprint machine. We can use the bigger ones with the smaller ones and intermix them, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
all right, this is just it's like making your own set of Legos is what I think of
Yeah,
it
it kind of
as.
is.
You make these little machines, and then you can tile them as much as you want. So, clear blueprint designer. Take my resources. Okay, got a workflow going, but I like making Legos. Let's go.
Yeah, Legos are really.
All right, so we have both our left and our right. So now I can start with, make it easy on myself. Click load construction machines, and we're going to start with the left on the bottom is how I start. So we have one of these. If you're ever in the blueprint machine and your build menu won't show up, press F first, F get out, and then your Q menu will work again. There's a weird bug where sometimes you'll press Q and your Q menu won't come up when you're in the blueprint machine.
Oh.
So just a tip if you ever need it.
That's a great tip. It's just a tip.
Yeah, just the tip. All right. The nudge mode is so nice. Also nice if I could figure out which way is rotated correctly. Rotations are hard, especially in programming. And when you're moving around in a 3D space. Okay, so there's 2. And now we want a 3rd. And then we can start connecting these together. That would be those, and now this one's going to be the wire factory, right? This will be wire. We want to change the icon to the actual item that we're constructing, which is wire. And we'll select that icon, and then I change the color back to the Fix It Blue blueprint color. Okay, so save that for now. Okay, so this is the bottom layer. Now I need portfolios. Need one there. Need one there.
Yeah, portholes. I need portholes for my bunghole.
Yes. Need TP for my bunghole. Alright, so there. Got those. And the basic wall. So we did basic wall with a hole in the middle. Okay. Because we left a hole for the window. Just trying to remember how we did this. Walls, reinforced window. There we go. So then that way we keep the same aesthetic going. Anytime you want changes made to the aesthetic, let me know before I submit them. Otherwise, I'm sticking with the one that I had chose previously.
No, you're good.
And yes, there'll be a little bit of clipping with the power poles, but we'll adjust that later if we get too irritated with it.
Yeah, exactly. You're just going to have to check to see if everything's still on.
Yes. Okay, so this one is wire. Save my changes for now. Okay, so second floor. Never got around to building me a nice platform around this thing, huh?
Where?
The blueprint machine.
You don't like the platform that's on there?
So for the second floor?
Oh, for the second floor? Why are you down there?
I have a feeling you would know if you came over and looked at what it meant, but
I'm coming. I have to put another plug a power pole into something to get into the tube. I'll come have a look at that.
I'll probably get it built by the time he gets over here anyway.
You need a platform underneath or just around the thing?
Around the thing for floor 2.
Oh, yeah. All right. Do you want scaffolding? Like where that is right there? I'll help you. I have a lot of shit in my inventory. Okay, so that's right. Let's see. Let's get you a corner. Oops. I'll start working this way.
Okay. Yeah, I just
So
put it as a
this,
placeholder
right?
to get there. Yeah.
I think it's like there.
Let's see. We're 1.5 away from the main one. So we need to go. Nope. Catwalk. Nope. Not a T
Put some
junction.
stairs up.
Yeah, you
I'm just
can
gonna, like,
figure out stairs later.
Yeah.
So that would be 1. So we need
Trying to measure it.
1 more and then a corner.
Like you want that one right here where I'm putting it?
Well, we need it.
Don't worry about the extra ones I placed. But
Yeah, I want the same
this
spacing is what I was getting at from between these two.
Does that look the same?
Looks close enough.
Okay. Cool. And then I didn't put the corners on. I'm just kind of like I'll put the corners on afterwards.
Yeah, just roughly getting it in. Yeah, so then that way I can come up to this second floor and place the blueprint without having to use my jetpack. So
yeah, it's almost like we need a big blueprint machine to put the small blueprint machine in with scaffolding.
No exception of blueprint machines.
So I was thinking a blueprint. You can't do that?
Well,
I haven't tried it yet.
You could probably fit the small one in the big one.
Yeah, make a fancy blueprint.
A blueprint
machine
for making scaffolding around. I'm not sure if there'd be enough room because it would be
I don't think so. I mean, if you had the bigger one, like the really
the
one.
next one up, then you could,
Yeah.
but this one not really. Okay, so now that I squirreled and got to that point, I need my constructor on the right. And this is how I tile it, is that I do start on the bottom with it coming in from the left. So items come in from the left and go up and over into the next layer of machines, which is going to the right. And so then that way you can feed the belts nicer that way.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it works. Got me to phase 4 in my single player playthrough. I'm almost done with phase 4 in it.
Yeah, the clad aluminum belts, is that where you're at?
I'm past all clad aluminum. I have those belts, yes, but I'm
Cool.
past needing to make all clad aluminum. Yeah,
That's cool.
I've got my aluminum factory. I'm to the point where I need to scale up some of the early stuff again. So I'm constantly load balancing because there's only so far you can get with Screw Factory in this design with Mark IV belts. And then when you need the Mark V's later, it gets a little complicated. All right, so I need back to logistics Mark IV because the Mark IV belts only does 480 resources per minute. And when you get into the skyscraper of a screw factory that I've got, you need more than 480. I'm producing 900 screws per minute, but the belt only takes 780, so I know it's a waste, but at least it's future-proofed to the point where it's pulling stuff in. I have three monster screw factories to produce all the stuff for phase 4. So, wow, why'd you put that out so far?
What?
On this side, it feels further.
It might be.
Oh, it's further because that's a 3x. Oh, that's why. It might be the same spacing, but... I think you put it over one too far.
Probably. Should I come fix it? Which one? Can you show me? On this side? Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's better. I mean, I don't think it's fine for building, but it's gonna feel off. It might look off from a distance.
It might feel weird for building too, though.
No, it feels fine for building because I'm closer to the thing, but it's not. I know you're trying to make it equally spaced around the building, but I'd prefer it actually a little close like it is here for my building production. So
yeah, sounds good. Everything is perfect.
Everything works.
Everything is awesome.
Don't want a copyright strike. Because then it won't be awesome. Alright. Yeah, from a distance it may look a little funny on the blueprint machine, but it works. Does what I need it to. I'm like, why is everything so far away? Oh, yeah. The 3x, not 4. Yep.
Damn it.
But putting in the effort now to make the blueprint, definitely worth it.
Oh, it just goes up so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you got it.
Once you have it built.
It's crazy.
And it's scalable, too.
Yep, exactly. That's probably...
That's the best part.
The best part, yeah. Best part.
Okay. Just gotta make sure all the belts are in. The annoying part is when you place it and you're like, oh, I could just fix it in just this one building. But I know that if I just leave it, that I'm going to have the same problem the next time I use this. So I might as well fix it now.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
Yep. Iterative bugs. They're a pain in the butt. Alright, so Ooh. We'll just use the regular wire recipe. I was going to say we have the alternate Caterium wire recipe, but we're working with copper, so we don't have the Caterium ingots. So we'll stick with the base recipe of copper ingots to wire. When you unlock new recipes, it changes how you play the game sometimes, because there's recipes that are a lot better than the base starting recipes for scalability sometimes. But
That's right. Yeah, so
Caterium is useful for making the AI limiters, which we already have a kind of factory for, which we'll redo that someday, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, exactly. Maybe.
but,
Depends on how like annoying it gets. But we really need the steel and plastic.
well, copper. We need our bases. We need our copper,
Yeah.
iron proper, and then our steel. And once we get the base built up properly and stabilized, then we can scale to the other stuff really quick. So, I'm going to need your math brain to help for a minute.
Okie dokie.
So while
Math brain time.
yeah, so let me get into the interface here. So input,
Interface.
there is copper ingots coming in. So what does the recipe show on one of the machines for copper ingot?
Okay, let me take a look. It takes 15 copper ingots a minute.
So 15 times 6?
Oh yeah, 6. Why was I think there was 9 before?
There's 6 in this recipe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so there you go.
15 times 6
Yeah.
is what?
30. Oh, times 6?
Yeah.
Is 6 times 5 35?
It is.
Okay, let me just use the 6 times 15.
Mm-hmm.
90.
90 per minute copper ingots. And then what's the output?
30 times 6.
So okay, so what is that?
Let's go 30. I have to use math. 180.
180
That's nice.
per minute wire. And that's going to be our output. So save the blueprint, confirm. Okay, so we have those calculations. That's another thing I found, is that when you do those calculations now, when you're out in the field and you're like, I can't remember what that building's producing, instead of having to run over to the building, you can look at the blueprint tab and hover over it and go, oh, okay, that's what it was per minute. It can save you some time. We can also put up signs later as well, so. But you need to put
Yeah,
the
signs would be good.
windows in.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, you have to leave off the top, otherwise it's hard to get the blueprint to snap together. That makes sense.
In the top window?
Yeah, the top row. I don't know why, but blueprints
Yeah, the funny
have a pane.
blueprints.
Yeah, I guess we can paint them now too.
Yes, they need to be painted.
Do you want doors so you can get inside?
I was trying that, but the problem is the machines are right in the way of where the doors would be. So
You could put a door like.
But then you've got a door going up the whole building as well when you scale it. So I didn't really think.
Yeah, we
of
can put a fire escape
design.
on later. Yeah, okay. So you're gonna paint it.
Yeah, I'll just remove one window and then go in and do what I need to do and then put it back.
When you put it back, it won't be copper though, so.
I can always paint it.
I know, but that's just like 2 steps.
So 2 steps versus the 100 that I had to do to build manually. I'll take the 2 steps.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when you've got it all done up.
Okay, there we go. Yep, all good.
Okay, so I will save this one. Save blueprint. Confirm.
Do you want to? You don't want it to? Or you don't want like scaffolding on the inside?
I'm sure for
Oh
now.
goodness.
Unless you really want scaffolding on the inside. I mean,
Lana's calling me.
okay. Go
Uh,
talk to the
be right
Lanas.
back. I gotta find all the buttons.
Yep, he's got to find the buttons to mute all the things and stuff. Let me see. I'll just mute myself so that he doesn't have to hear me ramble on to the rest of you peoples. So, I'm just going to go with this for now. Confirm. Clear the blueprint. Take the stuff. Okay. Alright, so we've got our stuff, and now I can take the tube that he gave us. Whee! Yay, the tube. Whee! Oh, over here, short little trip. Would have been faster than jetpack, but that's more fun. Okay, so he started the 3x3 section here. So this skyscraper is going to be a little bit smaller than the last one, but that's okay because of... is it okay though? Because now we've got space between the buildings, but we're going to be at different levels for putting in the items. So I think we kind of want a facade. Yeah, we'll go with the nicer method here of pull this over as a measuring stick. Okay, and then I need to grab concrete walls so that I can bring this up to there. Okay, so we have four high. It was 5 because of the miner. And we want to keep with the same
Right, I'm back.
skyscraper aesthetic. Welcome back. I was just talking through to myself and to the people that were still listening of the buildings weren't going to be at the same height because the way we did the miner. So I'm putting in a facade below where
Will
the
it look
building
weird if
will
they
still
weren't the
match.
same size?
Well, you'll see what I mean when you get over to this area, but it
You
leaves
want them to be all
us.
the same height, huh?
Well, I mean they don't have to be the same height, but
Oh, that's cool.
what does it look
That looks awesome.
better with the in between?
Yep, it
Okay,
already looks awesome. Yep,
all
I love
right.
it.
I'll
The
leave.
train's already in the way though.
Yeah, the train's in the way, but
Oops.
that's what the spot in between is for. Is you can recreate that pillar if you want to right in the middle of the space. So if you want to build it in the middle here for the train and then reroute it.
Yeah, let me do that.
Um,
Oops. Which I could probably use that.
yeah, I hope I don't get hit by a train. All right. So
I'm gonna probably upgrade it to a double train, and we'll just use one side of it.
okay.
So I
So
got a blueprint for that
we want
somewhere in the mess.
items to actually head towards the north, right? So in the current setup of the way it is, the items come in on the left and they go out on the left. So I would need to rotate this one. So I need to rotate it looking this way for a second. Okay. So we're gonna have the in out. want to rotate it around so that we've got the windows facing me. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, I know you're messing me up too. You know?
Where I'm standing is like where the blueprints. It's like appearing where I am.
Well,
Is it because the train's in the way?
well, there's going to be stuff in the way right now. I'm trying to get this to snap to a spot.
You want to talk it through? You want to talk through it?
Kind of. I don't think. Am I at the right height? No. The right height. So I'm doing a weird thing with the blueprint because I want to start moving items towards the north. So I'm trying to figure out placement here. Now that one's too high.
Can I help you? Here, let me help you, Andy.
You can try
That's
to
why you're
help.
having trouble.
Help me.
Okay.
Well, I'm
I
trying
will
to do
help
it
you.
from both sides here.
Let me help you. I'm gonna help you right now. Just wait. Oh my goodness. Stop it. Just wait till I help you. I'm helping you by putting the facade in that you probably need.
Okay.
Is that helping? Seems like you got it stabilized now.
I've got it stabilized where it's gonna go.
Cool. And then this is where the facade's going. Lana's home, by the way.
Nice. How's Lana
Hey,
doing?
Lana. I'm recording a video.
Okay, and then don't forget your doors or whatever you're gonna put in.
Oh yeah, I'll move myself over here. I gotta mute myself for a second.
Okay. All right. So now we've got input and output. But this is output. That's input. It's kind of screwy a little bit. Just because the way I have to do this. Unless I want to redesign this one building. Okay. I think I want...
And a bag.
Welcome back.
No.
Yeah, so... Don't think that's where I want that. Hopefully I didn't crash the game.
Oh, yeah, that's lucky.
I said hopefully I didn't.
Oh, are you feeling correct? Like the game has crashed, possibly?
Possibly, because I just deleted the blueprint. And it's still showing it in the sky.
Let me see. It looks like it's gone. Oh, dang it! Keep getting sucked in the tube.
Well, why'd you put it there?
I don't know.
Okay.
It looks. We can restart the game too.
No, it's okay. I'll just work with it as long as it still shows for you. That's all that matters right now.
I mean, yeah, it's like gone now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be gone. Okay, I got it cleared up. Okay. So yeah,
Got that song stuck in my head.
Yep.
Copyright strike.
It's really easy to get songs stuck in your head. It's easy to get songs stuck in my head.
Mozart, I think. I guess I'm so bad at knowing the names of
If it's
things.
Mozart, I think it's public domain by now.
Yeah, but then that's like the gray area. Like the song is allowed, but if somebody's recording of the song, you're stealing it from their recording, you know?
Yeah, or how they produced it or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, like of the idea. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna turn.
Do we want some sort of walkway in between the buildings, like a too wide walkway?
Yeah, like a scaffolding or something like that, you know?
Or
whatever you think.
Because we need something because the belts will look funny otherwise.
Really? Oh,
Well,
to like, oh, for the transportation. Yes. Yeah,
because
totally. You should totally put
we're
like
going
you did over
from
here.
because we're going between the buildings.
Do it like you did over here with the scaffolding and the one and the walkway. Yeah. Look what you're talking for all the belts. Yeah, man.
No, I'm
You could put.
talking about between the buildings. So like I have to run from here over to
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And then this output is going to come out and then go around towards the north. Um, so a little bit of a skirt around the building is what I was asking. So I mean, we could do it
Yeah.
with scaffold.
Or yeah, you could do it with you want to do it with a walkway because you're doing. I forgot you're doing belts.
Yeah. So I mean, do
Yeah.
we want a
Yeah. Do a
cement
walkway.
foundation?
Sure. Yeah. Whatever you want to do. I'm cool with whatever thing. Like everything is. This is just gonna look so much better than what we had before.
Yeah.
Here's the
Um,
train.
I'll work
Copy and
on
pivots.
the floor hole later. But so do we want it
Excellent ideas.
one wide or do we want it two wide around the building? Which looks better?
Um, one wide. If you need walkway, you can always put a scaffolding for walking.
Yeah, we can put the second for
So like
two
everything
wide
could be
scaffolding.
belts. Yeah, that one is good. Two is probably too
Mm,
much.
Okay. So customized material concrete.
So we're doing oh, we're doing concrete. Do you want to do 1 meter high?
Well, we can do concrete or we can just do regular foundation.
Oh yeah.
Or do you have some other material that you want?
Nope. I don't have any plans
Okay.
because it's like a factory. You can do like yeah, concrete's good. It doesn't matter.
Um, one thing we could do is we could support this kind of walkway between the buildings.
I could put the
Um,
train higher up too. By the
well,
way.
I was trying to think of like we could do a pillar to hold up this one wide walkway around, or we could put
Yeah,
up frames or something between it.
that sounds good.
Okay.
See, I'm
So
getting rid of this stuff here. This is temporary.
yeah.
There you go. Now everything's permanent. Except for on the other side of the train, where I still have to do that section. I probably should go get to that, actually, since I have a weird thing to do.
Yep.
3. Yeah, this is probably 10. Ooh, now we're getting into the fun part of the game. This is starting to get great. Tell you what, Andy.
Yep. I tell you what. What?
Tell you what.
What? What do you tell me?
I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, buddy.
All right. So now I need a floor hole. Floor holio.
Exactly. It's so funny. And it's like your catchphrase. You know what I mean? Like, supercomputers. It's kind of like a supercomputers kind of thing.
Yeah.
Radiation.
Might as well. Um,
Yeah, Florolios. TV from my bunghole.
all right. So now I can
Oh,
bring
now
this
the problem
down.
is this rail's gonna skip because there's this thing in the way.
Oh,
Figure out what to do with this. Ah, shoot. What the hell?
that's also an issue. Why is... Oh, this is output. Oh, I see. I think I see. Didn't get hooked up right. Yeah, so this is backwards. Yeah, I'm gonna do this anyway. Let's change this wall. Be some sort of door holio with a customizer of kappa. Into the kappa.
Got the kappa.
Okay, so this is output. So that is output. So this should be merger. It is merger. So merger out. Okay. This is splitter in. Okay, so that should be input.
I'm gonna have to build over your SAM thing. I hope you're not trying to scale that up later.
I might, but not really. There's not much to do with the Samor except build out the what are they called? I forget the recipe. There's one thing that you build with it until we get into past phase 4. For phase 5, we might use more of it, but the SAM fluctuators are the only thing you build with the factory, and there's not much to do with it other than
Okay.
that.
So I can build a train pretty much over it.
Yeah, and if I need to, I can always move the train later.
Yeah, it's true. I guess we could always do that too. Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
So that is going to be input. So this one needs to be input. Input.
yeah, exactly. Like Eva.
Short circuit. Input.
Oh, I gotta go get. That's one I gotta download.
Yeah. Might as well get number 2 as well.
Yeah.
Need input.
There we go. Look at that. How's that look? You know, it goes around the rock.
I don't know because I'm contemplating ore production and fixing why the machine wasn't working. So I don't know what you're talking about as far as what you want me to look at yet. Okay, so there's going to be an issue with this one. Come out. Come in.
Oof. Let's see what happens. What will happen if I disconnect this train? Will it just like fix itself when I cook it back up?
It should, in theory, as long as you don't do it underneath the train.
I delete the train station.
You can, because that one's not set up for anything. You can get rid of that one.
Yeah, it's not really on the grid. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can get rid of that one.
Sorry. It
Okay.
was really cool.
Yeah, trains I might have to figure out later.
Well, now we're expanding it too. We're gonna have 2 trains that are gonna be going in between these buildings, so you can have one coming and going now.
One coming and going. That's cool.
That might be better for what you're trying to do. They can go in like 2 different ways or something. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's see.
I have to delete this beautiful pillar, all these really cool pillars, so we don't have a blueprint for.
Yep. We used to have a blueprint for them.
Yeah, actually, we might actually have that. I forgot I backed up all the blueprints from. Oh no, I don't have the blueprints from this save, which is really weird. That we had the save file, but not the blueprints.
Because they weren't originally uploading to the cloud.
Yeah,
And
well, that's what it was.
I think they
There's a
changed
cloud
it to
storage.
where there's actual cloud storage of them now.
Because it's clipping through a tree anyway, so we want to get rid of that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, if I can I get this? Do you think this will reach?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just talking out loud. Don't worry. You don't have to read. You don't have to answer me.
Well, I'm trying to answer you, but like I said, I don't know.
I broke the train. I don't know how to fix it. If it doesn't work when I hook it back up.
But it won't.
No, wait, hold up.
Just gonna do
I got my
this for
count all
right
messed
now.
up.
We'll figure out more aesthetically pleasing power methods later. Okay, it should start producing ingots. It shows red in there. What's wrong with this machine? What did I break? I don't know. but you'll have to tune in next time to find out. So, like, subscribe, and do all the things, and let us know how we did. And we'll catch y'all in the next episode.
See you later.
Bye.